Adam, what did you like about putting Williams in the draft process, and just how did you feel about that pick when it landed your way that night?
Yeah, I think we were all excited that it kind of went the way that we thought it would. With the quarterback going one, you're never really sure until it happens. You can guess all you want and listen to everybody saying this is how the order's going to go, how the draft's going to go. But you really don't know. Weird things happen all the time. The fact that he was there and, we stayed there and took him, and I think we were all excited.
What kind of impact that he made?
I think anytime that you have a guy that we see as a really talented player, a guy that put a lot of good tape out there, his last year in college, add that to the group we already have, I think it's really going to be something that could help our defense, especially up the middle. The push up the middle is going to be big for us, especially in this division.
How do you see him fitting in initially in terms of position?
Well, with the way Greg does things, he'll play a lot of different spots. Everybody plays a lot of spots. There's a lot of different personnel groupings. Nobody's really kind of set in one area where you say he'll always be on the left, he'll always be on the right, he'll always be a three or a nose. Greg moves these guys around so much, it's hard to really pinpoint them, but we'll have a good mix of personnel groupings with those guys.
How do you think adding him kind of helps Leonard out next to him?
I think anytime that you can have a talented player next to Leonard, that's a positive for him because he attracts a lot of attention. I know that's how I used to look at Leonard. We try to get forehands on him as much as possible. We never wanted him to be singled up because we felt like we were in trouble if he was.
What do you think, Adam, the risk is in Polite?
Well, right now, we got pretty much a guy with a fresh start. Whatever happened in the past is irrelevant to me. So, we started last night with our meetings. Moving forward, it's just going to be on him to do the right things, worry about what he can control, which is showing up every day, being on time, knowing what he needs to do, go out there, practice hard. He does that, it'll be smooth sailing for him.
Do you believe you have the right culture here now to kind of help him in that way instead of?
I think we're trending in the right direction. I think we got a lot of guys that kind of see the vision that this coaching staff wants to really kind of put together in that locker room. And I know the front office we're on the same page to where, both of us are trying to get the right kind of guys in here, the kind of guys that are looking to win, do it right, be here to learn the offense, defense, special teams, all those type of things. And, once we hit OTAs, that's really when you're going to find out kind of, what we have.
Is it exciting, though, to get a pass rusher like him a lot, just the way he brings to the table?
Yeah, anytime that you have a guy that has a trait like he has, they're harder to find than what you realize. There's a lot of guys that can say they're really good pass rushers, but until you see a guy in the NFL be able to go against an elite player and win one-on-one consistently, you really can't say that guy is an elite pass rusher. And to see the skill set that this guy has and see kind of how he can grow and develop, it'll be, to me, he's a fun guy to watch develop over time.
Offensively, can you just talk about the two guys you had, the tight end and Chuma, and which side you might play Chuma?
Yeah, we'll kind of see how that works out. I think right now that line's doing a good job of coming together. I think when you're a younger player, there's a lot of things that you don't know, and it's not as easy as you think to get plugged in there and just become a starter on the offensive line. There's a lot of work ahead of him. I do think he's very talented, and we'll have an opportunity to compete somewhere. We'll just kind of see how this kind of all comes together in OTAs. And then, as far as the tight end position, we got a lot of different types of body types there right now. I think it was interesting to see how that fell with us with Wesco and his ability as a wide tight end with some flexibility to do some other things and, being able to move him in the backfield if we wanted to. And, he's very versatile. And then he's able to really do all the things that you want a tight end to do. He can block in line. He can catch the ball. He can, he is a good route runner. Is he going to stretch the field 40 yards down the field? It's probably not really his thing, but there's a lot of good things that he does do.
What gives you the confidence that he has that kind of versatility? Because obviously he didn't get a chance to show it a lot.
There's enough on tape for us to see it, and you go through all these workouts. You see all these kind of coaches put them through all these different types of skill sets, whether showing them in the backfield, catching the ball in the backfield, or kind of lining blocks up. You see some of the the traits that you're looking for in these type of positions, and you can visualize and say, this guy can do this.
Adam, I know the roster's never fully done, but the heavy lifting's kind of over after free agency and the draft. How do you feel about your roster right now?
I think it always comes down to, can we stay healthy? I mean, that's what it's going to matter. I mean, right now, I think we all feel pretty good, but we just need to stay healthy. That's going to be the biggest thing for us.
Adam, with a player like Ja'Kai, I think even before he left Indianapolis, he knew he didn't handle the combine real well, and you're across the board clean slate. I'm guessing is appreciated by many players, but with him in particular, do you or will someone take a specific interest in his development, as talented a player as he is, but his background may indicate that he may not have it all figured out at age 21?
Yeah, I don't think a lot of us really had it figured out at 21. Pretty sure you guys have a long list of mess-ups in your life. So, I spent a lot of time with him when he came in here on his visit. We had a good discussion. I know the coaching staff spent a lot of time with him. Personnel guys spent a lot of time with him. I like the way that our players are ready to help him out and help all our young guys out, make sure that everybody's doing the right thing and kind of keeping guys on track. We're aware of kind of some of the situations that some of these guys have been in outside of, when they were at college, and now bringing them in here, we just got to make sure that we do a good job of creating kind of that, how their lifestyle needs to go. And, I think we've had enough discussions and good discussions with these guys to where, we're heading in the right direction.
And can you speak to your relationship with Mike? There, as you know, a couple weeks ago, a report about a rift between the two of you guys.
Yeah, unless I say it, it's really irrelevant to me. I don't know who decides that gets to put that stuff out there. It kind of pisses me off a little bit because we have discussions on everything, and that's our job. We have to work through so much stuff, and that's what we got to do. And that's all we've done since we've been here. Since we've started, we just constantly were in communication, whether he's coming down to my office or I'm going to his office. That's all we're trying to do, is just trying to make sure that we're on the same page all the time and making sure that we're trying to put this thing together as well as we can in a shorter period of time.
Do you view differences of opinion as healthy?
Yeah, if it wasn't, what are we doing this for? If everybody just agreed on everything, it'd be boring. You need to have a little excitement every once in a while.
Through the course of free agency, were there any moments of frustration for you with the way certain decisions were made?
Not really. It's just, the plan was, we knew what it was going into it. So we just got it executed and we moved on to the draft. It was just about, can we get the guys that we were talking about getting? So you just never know, because there's 31 other teams competing against you. You don't really know who's telling the truth, what agents are BSing you, which ones are shooting you straight. So it's a free agency is a nightmare procedure.
So what was your reaction when those stories came out a couple of weeks ago?
Well, the good thing is I don't read much, because I think a lot of the stuff is crap, so no offense.
What was your reaction when Eric told you about the reports?
Nothing. He's very cautious on what to tell me.
Take a couple more.
What do you think is realistic for Sam going from his first year to the second year under you?
You never want to put you never want to say, hey, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be this many touchdowns, this many. You really don't know. I know this, what I've seen so far in our phase 2 workouts and his relationship with the receivers and the running backs, the tight end. I really like the way he works. I love the way he studies. The way he throws the ball is very impressive. It's just, he just naturally, he rolls out of bed and he can sling that thing. And it's fun to be around how intense he is every day, trying to make sure he gets better. And I think really for us, it's going to be about how far can we take it? Can we keep all our guys healthy that he's working with? Can we keep building chemistry? And if we do that, then that's going to give us a really good shot to have a good year.
It was a little, from an outside perspective, a little surprising you guys didn't address the center position in free agency of the draft. I know you've talked about Jonathan a little bit ago, but can you just kind of go over that again? Like what
I like where we're at. Anytime that you have depth at that position, it's comforting as a coach. I've been in situations where we went through 4 centers in one season. I think it was 2000. 12 or 13, one of those years, we went through a lot of centers. The guys were getting hurt in OTAs and training camp, and it was scary. I like where we're at right now. I think Jonathan's done a great job. I feel like he really does a good job of leading that group. I think Sam feels very comfortable with them. And I think that group is coming together well. Just watching them work day in and day out together, it's very encouraging. I like the attitude those guys have. I love the work ethic they have.
Is it disappointing at all? I think you were asked this a couple of weeks ago, but I'll re-ask on Le'Veon not being here.
Yeah, it's voluntary. I mean, everybody can get upset about it. There's no point, okay? We know where he is. He's working out. He's always been ready. Every year that he's played, he's been ready to go. So that's just what it is. If somebody doesn't like it, then talk to the NFLPA.
Matt,
I'm sorry, finish Matt and then Kim.
You mentioned at the center spot the relationship between Sam and Jonathan. How important is kind of the chemistry between those two positions, especially when you're kind of looking and evaluating who's going to play that?
It's very important when you have a center that kind of can lead the charge and do a lot of the things that they need to do, and he can take over where the quarterback can kind of put his mind other places sometimes, so where he can get the receivers lined up, can make sure the backs and tight ends and his communication with those guys is crystal clear. And Jonathan handles all the rest of the stuff, mic points, fronts, making sure he gives him a little heads up that it's a different type of front. We got to make an adjustment. When you have a center that can do all that, that really takes a lot off the quarterback, and I think that's kind of a loss a little bit in today's football, where if that position is really solid, it takes a ton off the quarterback's plate.
Kim, last one.
Adam, do you have any info from Le'Veon that when it's a mandatory camp, he will be here? Do you expect him at all this spring at any point?
I'm trying to remember. We had a conversation about what was kind of his schedule. You know, we'll kind of see how the OTAs goes. Right as of right now, the mandatory. I know the mandatory stuff that he said that he was going to be here for that. So I don't expect him to not show up for that. I know that, you know, when we get a chance, when we get him in town, and we can cover some things, I know that he'll come in, he'll get what he needs to get, and then he goes and gets ready for the season.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
See it.